It's 2025. I'm about a year into my grief journey. How is your journey going? I don't mean just your grief journey, your life journey. Let's talk about it. It's Club Grief. I want to share with you my life journey because besides the recent grief journey I've been on, anxiety, depression, PTSD, acute PTSD, adjustment disorder with depressed mood, ADHD, I want to share my life journey. And that way, perhaps something in my life journey will help you deal with your life journey and perhaps even your grief journey. So here's where it all began. Well, let me skip the whole where I was born, where I'm from, etc., etc. Let's just say as a youngster, I was abused, raped, molested, physical, mental. In my teen years, I smoked pot. You know, it's the 70s, right? Yeah, I smoked cigarettes for a short time. I don't know, I was a fool back then. I did a lot of stupid things. I drank a little beer. My father, an alcoholic, brothers, both alcoholics. My young brother, drug addict. I even smoked angel dust, but never did anything too hard. By the time I was 18, I got rid of all the vices, all those negative things in my life and all the people in life. And I went solo out of high school with a high school diploma, not knowing really what to do. I should mention I thought I was in love. My first real girlfriend, intimate. 6 months it lasted, then she dumped me. I thought it was love. Obviously, she didn't, but that's okay. I went on to start making cakes for rock bands and artists that came to Philly, musical artists specifically, like Elton John, David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, Elvis Costello, Tom Petty, Ted Nugent, bands, Fleetwood Mac, Queen, The Cars, Foreigner, Loverboy, The Jacksons, even Peabo Bryson, Enid Baker, Blue Oyster Cult, Juice Newton, The Romantics. That went on for about 9 years. During that time, I got my associate's degree in science from a community college, and then my English degree, my bachelor's degree in English from a university right outside of Philly. I basically did nothing with those. I mean, I just went to school, had my cake business, had no real relationships. Then a woman that I had been doing cakes with moved out to LA, and she had a friend, a colleague, who had an extra room at their house, and she said, come out to LA, give it a try. So I came out at age 28, and it seemed to be a new start, a new life. It seemed okay. A short time later, within a few months, I was living in my car and spent some time at a shelter, specifically the Armory in Van Nuys, California. Van Nuys, California is this little area in the valley, and I didn't know what to do. I was sad. I didn't run back to my parents in Philly. Then all of a sudden I got lucky. A gentleman and his wife in Baldwin Hills had an extra room at their house, and they allowed me to stay there. And he got me a job working in the mailroom at the company that runs and owns Billboard Magazine. They have some other magazines too, but for the most part, they were known for Billboard Magazine, Hollywood Reporter, and some other magazines. So I worked in the mailroom at Billboard Magazine, got my life together. I had a little car, and I got my own first apartment in West Hollywood. It was above a gay porno video bookstore. Yeah, I said that right. Known as Circus of Books. And so there I was in West Hollywood, young, straight, white male from Philly, just learning about life, working in a mailroom, trying to start my life going. And that went on for a while. While working at Billboard Magazine, something called public access television was on the rise. I'd heard about it, and because I worked at Billboard Magazine and I had connections with the record industry, I started doing my own music video show where I'd play music videos. I'd have indie artists come on and talk about their album, their songs, their releases, their life, etc. Had some great interviews with some really wonderful bands at the time and wonderful artists. And the significant thing about working at public access TV, and if you don't know what that is, I would say Google it and in the 90s, that was the place to be before YouTube and the internet and streaming to get your word out, get your voice out, be heard. And after a year of volunteering there as an intern, I got hired to be a supervisor, a director. I was still producing my show. I ran the PSA department. I recruited interns. I taught people how to shoot and edit on a camera. And I would have the interns basically do the show under my supervision. And a lot of them learned how to function in a TV environment for 5 years. I directed well over 1,500 shows, some of them live, most live to tape. And I made a lot of connections and some friends, and I learned a lot about life. And it was a good creative place to be. But the most important thing that happened to me, I met Heidi, the woman who would become my wife. So I was 33. I met her. And I didn't know it at the time, but she would be the one who changed my life. She changed my world for the better. And not a day goes by that I ever regret meeting her and knowing her for over 30 years. A short time later, after we got married, and by the way, working at Public Access TV, I actually proposed on air on Valentine's Day. It's a cute story. If you meet me in person, ask me about it, I'll tell you all about it. And then we got married on June 18th, and I was 34. Now, you might say June 18th, okay, random. Yeah, basically. But that's Paul McCartney's birthday and the day I got married. My birthday is March 12th. That's the day Paul McCartney got married to Linda. So, kind of random, right? Everything I've told you, ups and downs, ins and out, happy, sad. About 3 years later, my beautiful, smart, I can't say enough great things about my daughter, Zadie, was born. So here I am, 37, became a father for the first time, and then eventually left Public Access TV and ventured out into the world as a editor, video, TV, film. And it wasn't until the early 2000s that my editing career started to take off. And we started a life together. We started a family together. And I learned a lot about myself, a lot about life from Heidi, my wife, and to this day still, my daughter, Zadie. I learned about my faults. I learned about my strengths, weaknesses, and everything else. And these two women taught me about life. And I am forever grateful for that. So we're going along, and all of a sudden, I find my mother-in-law dead on Thanksgiving Day in 2018. Yeah, it was a shock. The next year in March, my wife has a heart attack. A small one. Well, yeah, you have a heart attack, you tell me it's a small one and tell me how it feels. She survived, got the operation. Within a year, she changed her whole life. Everything was so much better. During that year, the end of 2019, I got hit in a slow speed collision with a young woman, doing a left-hand turn, a blind left-hand turn in West Hollywood, and knocked me to the ground. Spent the weekend in the hospital, Cedars-Sinai in Beverly Hills. Went back to work, and yeah, that was, I won't go into details about that, but I'll tell you, I did see the light. Come 2020, we all know where we were, what happened. That was a significant, big-time birthday for me, but our industry shut down, and we were sent home, and we didn't know what we were going to do, where we were going to go. And a short time, we started remote work, but then our dog died, a couple cats died, and then unfortunately, my mother passed away suddenly, June 14th in 2020. After that, my younger brother passed away suddenly in 2021. Now, I didn't get to say goodbye to my mother or my brother because they were on the other side of the country. I'm on the West Coast, they were on the East Coast. And then after that, life seemed to be going as we came out of the pandemic, COVID. And sadly, in 2024, I began my real grief journey. And this is where I am today. So let me ask you, where are you? Where are you on your grief journey? Where are you on your life journey? Take a moment, look back at everything that's happened, everything that got you where you are now, even the grief, the ups, the downs, happy, sad, and reflect on that. And what my life journey, grief journey has taught me is this. There are two things in this life that are for sure. One, there will be certainty. And number two, there will be uncertainty. Be safe, be well. I'll see you next time right here on Club Grief.